Hi, I'm going to do a tarot reading for you guys. It's the general energies, and I don't mention astrological signs in these readings, so don't ask about them. That'd be the safest course of action. You can ask questions in the chat if you want, like little mini readings for yourself. I do this channel just to give back and also to let you meet me, so that if you are curious to have a distance healing session over video chat or email, let's say you don't want to be like on video during your healing session, that's fine. Like, I can send you a really detailed play-by-play of the whole session, everything I saw, everything I did, everything that is given as advice for you, how you appear, like how your soul appears visually. Like, every time it's different, and I'm always like blown away by people's soul expression, and usually how your soul appears also indicates like your life purpose. I also clear the path for your life purpose to be unencumbered. And like, there's a lot of stuff that goes into the session. I can do a lot within half an hour, an hour. But some people who's it's their first time, they like the 2-hour session because there's a lot of like old stuff from, like, let's say you've never had a healing session in like this lifetime or others. There's kind of a lot of it's kind of like an episode of Hoarders, like where I just have to go through and like clean up a lot of stuff first, and then do the like bringing in the good energy stuff. So yeah, it depends. But you can also like just start with a little introductory session just to see what how you like it. And if you want more, I try to do my healing work in such a way that clients really only need one session for their whole lifetime. I never say to a client like, oh, you should see me again. Like, I think that's unethical. If people want to, that's fine. Like, people who want to like really max out and like up level their spiritual skills, and there's people who are into like wellness and like maximizing that. So those are the types of repeat customers I have. But generally speaking, like after one session, they're good. Yeah. And so I'm just going through a few decks. I don't use cards in my healing sessions. I just use psychic ability and a custom combination of Reiki Master Healing, Triple Flame Healing, and Psychic Healing. Yeah, and I work independently. Like, I don't work like in a spa or anything like that, because I can't like say I just do this one thing. I'm also have the designation of a priestess, so basically like member of the clergy. So I'm not having to be like a licensed practitioner of healing work. And that designation was given to me by the Belladonna Sanctuary from Berkeley, California, which has a lot of like very good members. It's like interesting to check that out. I think it's belladonna.org, if I'm not mistaken. And let's see, where are we? So chatty. Yeah, so the cards is more just like our little fun time together. But the work I do, the healing work I do, is like really pretty deep, and I've been doing it since 2003. Helped a lot of people. Sometimes it's like, sometimes I walk by former clients and I don't recognize them because I remember what their soul looked like, and I'm really bad at out of context. So if they're not like right in front of me in my like workspace, anyway. But yeah, so like when I'm in this session, it's like really deep, and I'm really seeing their energies more than their physical person. Yeah, so that's always like interesting when someone comes up to me in a restaurant and they're like, hey. Like, I have to go like, okay, like, I don't know, try to match like my memory of the session with the person in front of me. But it's really very rewarding work. I'm just trying to see what deck I'm missing. You know, first it was like, felt really awkward being intuitive growing up, because not everybody was dealing with that. When you find a way to like make friends with it and help people with it, it becomes like it's like you got keys to a brand new Ferrari, and you know, it's pretty cool. It goes from being like scary to awesome. Okay. But unfortunately, there's not like, they should teach classes on intuition and stuff in nursery school and daycare, you know, so that people know what they're dealing with. I don't know why everybody keeps it such a secret, because I don't know, I think like a lot of people can get misdiagnosed with other conditions when they might be just like psychic. Anyway, it's a whole other YouTube channel. Okay, there's a couple more cards. Maybe I'm done. Okay, this one, and then we're good. All right, let's get busy. So we have passion for purpose. Yeah, it's a general reading. I don't know, some people say I look like Laura Dern. You know what's funny about that is for Star Wars 8, I sent in my headshot to the casting agent, and then when I saw the movie, it was like someone that looked just like me doing that role. And I wonder if my picture maybe reminded them like, oh, we should get Laura Dern for this. I don't know. Anyway, I would have enjoyed playing like the commander of a starship and having some kind of like romantic tension with an Italian pilot. I would have been fine with that. Okay, so passion for purpose. Okay. But Laura Dern has like a Californian accent, so I was thinking like, I'm pretty sure in the like, I guess because Star Wars says like it's actually happened in the past, like when you read the text at the beginning, like a long time ago, whatever. So like whether it's past or future, pretty sure like a heavy California accent wouldn't have been like going on in outer space. That's my only like message to Star Wars, message to the Disney versions of Star Wars. All right, so let's get back on track here. Passion for purpose. Like, it looks like you've kind of, like, you know you're awesome, but you kind of lost interest in what you were building, and you have to like get back in that pink ribbon of excitement. Like, you have to do the work. You have to put the time in to the like purpose gym. You put in your hours, and you know, it's not always fun to feel like a case of the drives and get back on your dreams when you're not really seeing like signs of them coming true. But you got to do it. Otherwise, you don't have that pink swirly ribbon going on in your life. Like, there's just like the darkness, right? So it's up to you to create this magic in your life. Like, it exists there for you to interact with if you take part. Like, it's not enough just to know like, oh, all these people in the world are experiencing so much joy and creation and love and, you know, trips to the Caribbean or whatever. That's not enough to know that. It's more fun to interact with it. And the only way to do it is go like, I'm an active part of making my dreams come true. Like, I take the action steps. And by doing that, like, I'm confirming that my dreams are real and that this energy that the universe is sending out to whoever can perceive it and work with it, you know, it's there for me to help create this like magic in my life. And it's nothing that you have to like overthink. You're just like interacting with it. Like, I know sometimes like you know, I'd studied art when I was whatever, 20 something, and sometimes like when you make art, you're just like starting with something that just seems like stupid or like poorly done, and you just keep going with it. And you keep going, and then eventually it like starts looking cool, and then it teaches you something about itself. So it's that kind of thing where you're kind of letting go of logic, but you're just like, I'm going to engage with creativity. I'm going to engage with my dreams. Let's say you feel like you see like a sort of upgraded version of yourself, and then you decide today, like, even though I'm not like at my ideal whatever it is, you know, energy level, success, weight, whatever, it's like you're gonna like show up as the person who has succeeded in that, you know, like you're gonna love yourself up in a certain way that like you made that little effort to be like that. No, this is like, I resonate with the best me. And that's at least one step in the like lifting your life up gym that you need to show up for every day. So yeah, don't have a case of the drabs and fall asleep on your big project of like having an awesome life. You really don't have to put that much time into it a day, but like, don't ignore it. Like, you really have to be part of that. Okay, thanks. It's nice of you. The dissolving light. Right. Well, anyway, it's like basically like, it's really obvious what this card means. I don't need to like read the thing. But yeah, so when you're meditating, like when you're like bored on the bus or just walking around or in a lineup or at a meeting, and you kind of know the deal, so you can space out a little bit, you just search for like that little spark within you of source energy, and you let it grow and grow and grow and grow and grow and grow until it takes over, and your body and your personality just become this like mist of light that blends with the sort of mist of light that is source energy, and you feel that just oneness. And then you don't feel so much pressure to like stick to the old templates you had, and it's easier for you to like get downloads of like, how can I progress? Like, how does it make me feel to kind of just let go for a second of this thing I've been creating and trying to like this mask or this reality, quote unquote, that I've been like clinging to. It's like, maybe the universe wants to be your like best playmate and show you other things like every day, and like you don't have to hold on so tightly. Maybe your main job in life is just to be like connected with source and glowing, and then take it from there. So that's the advice from the Rumi deck. Then we have clear and shield your energy. Yeah, and choose peace. So you have to like consciously take your mind like you're the parent of like a misbehaving toddler, and the misbehaving toddler is your mind, and just be like, shh, it's okay. Like, let's go back to thinking about peace right now. And let's just take the time to like take off these burrs of like things that happened, or your preconceptions about like certain situations, and just get clean so that we're more in this pure state, so that we're just starting fresh from like a peaceful perspective, and we're unburdened by life. Like we're not walking around, like I say this to clients sometimes, like don't be like Santa with his bag of like crap that you're like carrying around into every situation and like spilling open your bag to every new person. It's like, or can you instead just be in the moment? Maybe like, you would enjoy that more. So selfishly, it's better to be unburdened. So sometimes we have to, just like we shower every day, I hope, like we also need to take that kind of celestial shower every day, where we just like let source energy like rain down on us and like wash away all the like whatever was created that day, because we don't need to carry yesterday into today if we want to have these like amazing jumps in like efficiency that some people could call miracles, that are just like things that happen faster than you thought. So in order to set the stage for miracles, you need to do that little spa day, kind of like psychic gym time, where you have to do like, it's a leg day today, you have to get in there and do it. Okay. And after you do it for a while, it becomes effortless. You become like like you get your 8-pack, and it's just normal to constantly cleanse your energy and set things. Okay, then we have a fire, a gate, creativity. I allow the creativity of my soul to shine through into my world. Yeah, so if we're not like sparking up our energy and shining out, then we're gonna feel like deprived. It's gonna feel like a black hole instead of this swirling energy. So it's up to us to like start just step 1, shine. Step 2, creative impulses happen after that. So just it's your job to start shining first. And then we have opal with joy. My soul sings and dances to the vibrations of joy. Yeah, like your soul probably doesn't like sing and dance to like the vibration of like old news and past hurts and whatever. So it's on us to like connect with source, where there's just like unlimited joy, unlimited potential, unlimited abundance, instead of living in this like tight little construction that we've made with the same characters like day after day after day, like trying to perpetuate something that maybe like you started 5 years ago, or like it's like you're asking them to like hold this vibration, like hold this hologram creation like over a really long term, and then after a while it feels dry because you're not like allowing source to like fill you up and like guide you to an expansive life. It doesn't mean that you're losing out on anything of value. You're just like expanding, and if we don't feel that expansiveness, we don't feel joy. So you don't want to be the person who's like limiting someone's joy or your own, and you don't want other people to limit your joy. So you have to like make sure you're engaging with like the right people, or schooling them on like how it's gonna be, you know, so that you can feel healthy and happy and like give even more to your friendship or relationship. But it requires some discipline and like faith that if you're allowing yourself or the other person to like put their energy like towards source and like not necessarily like on you like all the time, you know, because we're all just like humans sharing time together, but our main relationship is with source energy. And anything that comes from that, any decision that comes from that is good from what I can tell. And sometimes that means like parting ways for a time, or and usually like, you know, sure, it makes you sad at first for a bit, but then you end up leveling up and then you attract like something better for yourself. So, and either the person you're with catches up with you because they're so inspired, or they just want to hang out in that sort of gross energy long term. It's a, you know, whatever. So you can't be like afraid of the future, you know. Just know that everything is constantly moving and you're part of something beautiful that's greater than you. And it's like, enjoy that. Okay. What was people talking? That's right. Yeah, I don't do, if you're mentioning astrological signs, I'm not going there in this reading. This is like a general reading, but you can ask little questions about your life. I may have time to answer them. All right, what do we got here? Temperance. I like this card. So I'm just trying to see what comes to mind. I'll let you look at it for a second too. I mean, I kind of feel like, you know, there's a lot of like difficult situations going on right now in the world, obviously, but I'm sort of seeing it in the card come up where it's like not too far away from you. Like there's some stressful situations, but that's in the background. Like you have to remember that your own mindset can control like your reality every day. So it's like whatever is going on at any time in like the history of the world could be going on in the background. Like at one time it was like, some people say like dinosaurs rampaging the earth or whatever, or like when I was a kid, like in the 70s and early 80s, like boredom could be ravaging the earth because like no one had an answering machine. So like no matter what time of what's going on, whatever, I'm having trouble talking, it's always on you to like create your magic, and it's like you're feeling all kinds of things and like interacting with, you know, your passions and your mind and like, you know, your body. So it's like take the time to kind of master those energies. Just be like not afraid of them. Just be like, yeah, like maybe I'm a little more passionate than I gave myself credit for. Like where do I can't really stuff it down. So maybe I can put it into some project that I love, or you know, like try to designate where these energies can go in your life to like help you. Like I think of sometimes like there's this, I saw when I was moving my car this morning, like there's this homeless guy that sits outside this bagel shop near me, and he has this like little guitar and stuff, and there's like a daycare right there, and I saw these kids like throwing snowballs at him, and he was sort of enjoying it. And it's like the amount of time and effort he puts into like hanging out there, trying to like make people happy and like, you know, make some money or get some food. Like you can put that same energy into something else if, let's say, people taught you a skill, or you whatever, like if the situation was just different for him. It's not like he doesn't have all this energy to create. He does, but it's like, let's put it into something that's working for us instead of against us. And to not be afraid of like your passion rising up, or whatever it is that's about you. You don't have to squish yourself down to tiny to like please people. You have to be like your awesome self and create like in a way that's like unafraid, no matter what's going on in the world. Just gonna like read what you wrote there. Well, in terms of like not leaving people behind, if anything is like real, like if it was based in real love, it never goes away. And the only way to find that out sometimes is like just like get into your zone and like do the things that you love. You don't have to say like goodbye to someone to do what you love, but you might be acting differently than they thought before, and you have to like love yourself enough that you're like, I know what I need to do in my life, and people can like roll with it or not, because like some people don't want to become self-aware because it's too painful for them. They're not ready yet. It's like I compare it to like after, like I have 3 kids and a divorced, and there was a period of time where like I couldn't even face my storage space because it was like too many memories. And so it took me like a while to be able to just go in there and like actually take stuff out. And it's that kind of thing where some people just aren't ready yet, and that's not their fault. It's just their timing. And it doesn't mean you don't like love them or they don't love you or whatever it is. Like timing sometimes has to be perfect, but there's never, if there was any real love that took place, that's impossible to erase, and there's no one else exactly like you, so you can't be replaced. Sure, people can spend time with other people, but it will never erase their memory of you. And if you had something loving, like people do return to that because it's like so solid, like it's the essence of the universe, so like it resonates with them. So there is no loss. Like, yeah, you can't go through life fearing loss. If you expand, like that's just like hating life. That's like not wanting plants to grow, Okay. So I'll get back in this thing. So we have the 8 of Swords. Thanks for all the nice messages, you guys. Okay. Yeah, so it's like the universe is kind of looking at you laughing, like, why are they stressing out so much? Like, why are you trying to like break this wall down with words or logic? Like maybe use your intuition to find your way out. And then we have Justice. So sometimes like the answer is not obvious how to like solve a difficult situation, but it's kind of like miracles can happen. Like an answer can come kind of out of nowhere, like out of this rock, like a stream of water can flow suddenly with faith. Because like this person is dressed in violet, which is like spiritual. So again, I'm always like I'm always tooting the horn of like intuition, meditation, but I mean, come on, it's like, it's really helpful. And it's kind of like the ultimate Google thing where you're like, what do I do next? And it's personalized information that like so endless and super helpful and more abundant than like a human being would give you. And it also connects you with your instrument, which can create like manifestations if you choose to like direct your energy and your attention to what you want to grow. If you think of your attention as like a really a non-toxic version of like Miracle Grow or something, where you're just like I'm focusing on that and it's gonna grow more rapidly. That's kind of how it works. So be careful where you put your attention. Yeah, I hate that I have to wear glasses, but anyway. Yeah, so I feel like in here, like in this picture, I feel like this person did some kind of injustice. I don't always feel that way when I look at the card, but like today, yes. And you're trying to like keep your cool and have faith that like something will like come in to like solve the problem, and that's a good space to be in because you're anticipating a good solution, like you're prepared to receive. That's a really good place to be, and you're kind of putting yourself ahead of this person behind the tree who like did you wrong. And in a way, by just remaining calm, you're like, I don't need to fight back like person to person with this individual. Like I'm letting spirit sort of see everything for what it is. Like here's the cast and crew of what happened. You decide. Like for the moment, I just feel like justice will happen by you just like remaining in your power, like in your own authentic energy. And like if people tend to be like gossipers or like doing like stupid stuff, like people will see that. They'll see their patterns, they'll see that they've done it to other people, and you are always this like chill person, and that you have faith that like cool new situations can come about. It's just the feeling I get today from that card. So it's nice when justice shows up. Then we have the 5 of discs. Yeah, so it might seem kind of tedious, like I said, taking the time to become more connected. It does take a little bit of practice, like instead of watching a TV show, you have to actually do it. Like you actually have to put your mind to what I was talking about, that beautiful spark of energy within you, and letting it grow and grow and grow until you feel like connecting with source and that you're all the same energy. And then you can kind of observe that you're also the same energy as everybody else. If other people drop their construction of like who they are in this world, kind of thing. But then when you do that, it's like, then you got 5 tortillas, multicolored. Then you're all good. Like you have this abundance of, but you know, it is alone time work. Like no one can do this for you. Like it's nice to get a healer to jumpstart some things, but like in order to maintain that awesome life, like you have to like get in the habit of like, I do this. Like meditating is part of my life. And when I mean meditating, I don't mean empty your mind. Like I don't think that that's even achievable, emptying your mind. Like, so it would be very stressful, I think, to be playing like, what's that video game where you like shoot asteroids? You know, meditation shouldn't be like shooting asteroids of, like at your thoughts and stuff. I think it's better just to observe them in a non-judgmental way. Just see what they are. Like just it's like going shopping. Like window shopping, you're like, what is that? Or like, you know, but you yeah, so you're just observing. And then once your mind gets trained at like seeing it in that resonance, then it becomes sharper, and then you get more benefit from it. But you got to put the time in, make your spiritual tortillas by yourself. Okay, and then we have the Devil card, which we don't have to be afraid of. It's just like talking about when we get into these relationships with people that are like control based or fear based, and we can spend a lifetime living like that, or we can just decide like I'm not going to be part of this like hierarchy, and chained with other people kind of vibe. Like I want everyone to feel good, including me. So I'm just not going to be part of that. Okay. Now we have. I actually took a lot of cards. This could take all day. No, I'm just kidding, but it could take a little bit longer. Then we have these like Abraham Hicks cards. I see this day as a positive new beginning. It's never too late to have a new beginning. That's right. Yeah, like I said, like you don't want to bring your Santa Claus sack of memories and whatever into today to like ruin the vibe. I'm not here to fix anything. I'm here for fun. Yeah, so like sometimes, like for instance, healing work, like in a way, I'm kind of fixing stuff, but like people come to me and they do an energy exchange of like doing me a favor or paying me. And I do my thing, but in a way they did their thing by paying me. That helps me. So it's like an even trade. But sometimes we get into these situations with people where like we're trying to fix their life and there isn't really that even trade. And then when we do a lot for someone and kind of fix everything because they made no effort, it's easy for them to like fall back into their old ways and create another problem. Because maybe something they're good at is like chaos. Like I find, like I dated this one guy who's like, you could compare him to like a court jester type of person who just likes to go in and like, be chaotic and do like silly stuff and point the finger and like whatever like that. And it's like, it's not the most relaxing type of partner to have who like maybe they're fun, but like it's not always fun to like live in chaos and stuff. But it's like some people are like hardwired to like want to do that in any given situation. So you can't really like change them unless they want to be changed. So like don't use up all your energy trying to like fix other people. Sometimes you're stealing their adventure from them. Like maybe it's enough of a challenge to fix yourself, like so that you don't feel lacking. And then when you're doing really well, it's inspiring to others. It's like, whoa, like I've seen so much positive change in this person. What do they do? It's like, well, they stopped focusing on everybody else for a second and they started loving themselves. Maybe other people should do the same. So yeah, don't stress out about trying to fix everything and think like, how can I love myself more today? Like what's one thing I can do to show me that I'm showing up for me in my life today, and then do that. And then maybe that'll become so fun, you'll do more than just one thing. Because right now you're having some sleepless nights. You're worried that things are not going to change. And you're worried that like you're not going to be able to walk away from things that don't serve you. So the only way to like gain that kind of energy and optimism, like vision to like move forward into something that you truly want is to take the time to connect and do that little exercise I mentioned, so that you feel connected to source, and that therefore you feel like you're not alone, and that you have like the power of the universe like loving you and supporting you through every step, which is true. And the only thing that like can disprove that is you not believing it. Basically, like we can be our own captor. So like ask yourself, like, how am I enslaving myself today? And how can I set myself free? You know? It's like, you know, when you just like see things differently, all of a sudden, you know, and it's just like, oh my God, I've been seeing that totally wrong. You know, it's like you could have that today if you do some examination of like, how am I stopping myself? How am I self-sabotaging? Okay, then we have death, which is another card. None of the tarot cards are scary. Let me just say that. Because like everything has a cycle, and you can like choose to like resubscribe or not. Anyway, so this is like the funny deck, Tarot Sexual Magic. This one isn't that naughty, but we do see some people in the background looking at death. So I kind of feel like people are like unnecessarily afraid of change and rebirth, because like she seems kind of comical in a way, like putting on a scary face. And this couple in the background is just like I guess the masculine energy is like happy, none the wiser, but the feminine energy is kind of like looking at death and going like, am I done with this relationship? Like maybe perhaps I am, and maybe I don't need to be so afraid of change. So yeah, it's possible that the feminine energy in people is like, maybe I want more, maybe I want to be loved up like more than I am presently. Like maybe things are just like in the devil card we had before, maybe things are just like too on the level of like sexual or like, you know, like kind of dating apps kind of vibes thing where like people aren't taking you that seriously and you just want to be loved and nurtured. And it's like, well, that starts with you loving yourself enough that you actually feel that you deserve that. And then when you're in that vibe, like you attract, when people like walk by you and scan your energy, they're like, oh, that's the kind of person that wants to be loved and respected. Like you can just kind of tell. Yeah, and then you're not in these situations where you're like second guessing yourself, and the specter of like the end isn't always like hanging out in the bedroom with you. And then we have the Knight of Pentacles. What is that? He's either trying to offer her like a fish or like a lime with a face drawn on it. I can't really tell what that is. Anyway, he came all this way on horseback to find this feminine energy who's like sort of mock surprised to see him. And he's like, check it out. Maybe I don't have my heart to offer you, but I have this fish / like lime. Like I came all this way to like offer you like at least something. So that's like mighty kind of you. Yeah, so sometimes like I guess the feeling I get from this card is like, if someone's coming to offer you love, it might be like kind of out of the blue, and also like could be a bit awkward, you know? It might not be like what you expected or wanted. But at the same time, like you're super hot, and you kind of know, you know, like the drill, you know, like what the understanding is in this small gift. So it's like a small gift that can lead to more. So that's nice. Now what else do we have? So we just have 2 more cards left. No, that's not true. We have whatever that adds up to, 6 more cards. So then we have the King of Wands. I love this deck. Okay. Oh, I feel like, could there possibly be 2 masculines interested at the same time? Because this guy feels competitive. Maybe he's competitive with the more stable but awkward guy. Like maybe he's all like really passionate and a real go-getter, and he's just like the kind of person who wants to seal the deal, like on the first date kind of guy. And then like can send you a mean text if you're not playing his game. So there's this type of dude, and then there's the more stable dude who's offering an awkward but adorable present. And then we have upside down the 7 of Cups. So we're not really like into like playing the field right now. It's like that. It's like, yeah, there's choices. Who cares? I want what I want. Okay. And then we have the King of Cups. So okay, so let's take a moment and think about whether like Chris in his court appearance. I guess if you like pray that like Mother Mary and like the saints and stuff are there to guide things, then the like mentality of the court experience would just flow better. Like I know that when I was in divorce court, there were 3 different court appearances, and the first 2, I was just like, this whole court thing is so confusing. Like you're being asked a question from here, or from here from the lawyers, but you have to answer to the judge. So it's like, how often in normal life does someone ask you a question, then you answer it to like some other random person? So it really takes a while to like get used to that, the protocol of the weird construction of the courtroom, which is really like a 3rd grade play. Like it's really weird and unnatural kind of way to have a discussion. But I kind of feel like if you want the feeling of positivity to rule the day, like one thing that I did in my last time in court was I just was like, okay, I need to find something I like about the judge so that I enjoy looking at her, so that it's easier for me just to calm down and communicate what I need to say. So I just focused on her lace collar and how beautiful it was. And so like everything was just about like how beautiful that lace collar was and how that created this sort of atmosphere of like trust and beauty. And, you know, instead of being like getting into this dynamic of like in the Devil card where there was like levels of people, like you don't want to feel like you're lower or like the person's higher than you or whatever. So like what you have in common is like this connection with beauty, like in this case the judge's lace collar for me. And so it's like from your side to help your friend Chris, like just like fill the courtroom with like the like God's love and like helpful angels and stuff, so that just the tone is like perfect. And like, you know, if so that like that he can find justice in the situation, and for him to find something beautiful that he likes about the judge. Maybe if you want to use the same technique I did, to just feel like there's a safe place in the person of the judge to like communicate, because like judges just want to hear, like you have your time to speak, like they want to hear what you have to say. but you need to say it clearly, not get distracted with a bunch of like nonsense. They're so over emotional outbursts, and they just want a clean experience. So the more you can give that to them, the more they appreciate it. I feel, from my limited experience being like in divorce court and stuff. So that's my advice regarding that, your question. Okay. Yeah, so just have faith, like know that like life is good, and that services exist to help people, and that like he's aware of how he wants to progress and like make use of these wonderful services that exist, and appreciating like the recommendations of the judge in terms of how he can like speed up his recovery from whatever it was. Yeah, just like know that the world is a good place, and that it's like people do trip up from time to time, and that it's like there's a way to remedy that, and to give like if you like, the judge wants to feel like they're doing a good job in their life, and if they feel like that you appreciate their role in giving advice and helping guide things, then they'll like want to help you even more. So yeah, because nobody likes to feel like the enemy, right? And there do exist like good judges, like so if you just give them that vibe that like we're all kind of on the same team trying to make the world a better place, and we're together today to like be part of that creating of a solution, you know, and that's like a nice feeling. Okay, that's nice, thank you. Okay, so then we have the King of Cups. So this is like a masculine energy, like ready for love, but also like only step to me if you mean it, kind of thing. Maybe the masculine and the feminine energies are both like leveling up. Like it looks like in the past there have been some shipwrecks, like because of him, like he's broken some hearts in the past, but now he's learned a lot and he understands his heart more, like where he wants to reside in terms of like how it's gonna roll in terms of his love life. So it might be a bit intimidating to come up to this person, to engage with him and like in love, but at the same time you wouldn't want someone who's just like whatever's clever, kind of like player mentality. Like it's better to have to like discuss like, okay, how is this gonna go, and because you know that what you're gonna get from him is like of great value and stable. And we have twice, oh my gosh, twice the Knight of Pentacles. Like in the other deck he was giving like a fish or whatever, but in this case it looks like a golden pizza sized coin. And like yeah, and it's like a really stable, some people say that like it took this offer a while to come forward, but it's like real, and it isn't that kind of player energy. It's like something solid, like a new beginning. So we have that twice, so maybe it's like a solid new beginning from someone who really knows their heart now. Maybe they took some time alone after like creating all these shipwrecks to like really understand their heart and like where they sit on it, and to the point where they're like they've mastered it, which is really nice. And yeah, kind of the only thing keeping you from having this new love is a feeling, like a sort of self-sabotaging feeling of being an outsider. But the only way to cure that is through like connecting with source, like meditating and knowing that you're part of all that is. You're part of this abundance. You're not on the outside. If you spend a lot of time feeling like you can't have this or that, or you're on the outside. Like, you're basically kidding yourself. It's just a mental thing, and you need to just switch it up where you feel like you're in this wonderful building. And being in the wonderful building is being comfortable with yourself, accepting that you're glowing from the inside. You're glowing with all this abundance from the inside because you're part of source energy. Like, you're part of what is limitless, so that you can have this like beautiful life. So I hope you guys enjoyed that reading. I appreciate your comments and stuff. It's really cute connecting with you and makes me feel happy. And I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.